I just did my embryo transfer about 5 hours ago. I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about how it went. This is my friend Whiskey Girl, and what to expect during it, and how I did mentally, because you're all like kind of, I'm gonna swear in here, you're all fucked up. You're just fucked up after this many pregnancy losses in your head, in your heart, in your expectations. So being excited is kind of a fat lie because you're just always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Sorry for the pessimism. Okay, to start, I am on 10 milligrams of Valium. Valium, not Ativan. That is starting to wear off by now, which is great. But driving in, it was a 10:30 appointment, and I had to be there about 20 minutes prior. They asked me to come with a full bladder. Now, I am taking the suppository progesterone right now. That is something that I have been doing for the last, I think, 5-6 days. It's this monster of a pill that you insert into you, and you also have to take, what was the other thing I was doing? I took 5 days of some kind of steroid so that my immune system didn't reject the embryo. But got there, I have a bladder that, I know my bladder, and basically if I drink something 30 minutes before, it's gonna be full like that. So I was super strategic with not having too full of a bladder, but it all seemed to work out. Now the fun part, got in there, and it was so fast. Now the facility that I was at, it had my doctor, another doctor, a nurse, embryologist, and I think one other person training. There's a lot of people in that room. It was a dark room, but the speed at which we went was really, really impressive. You basically sit down on the table, they ask you if your bladder's full, you kick your feet up. My doctor went in, she cleaned out all that progesterone because that discharge is just coming. She made sure that wasn't there. You meet the embryologist, they give you a picture of your embryo. You're taking a look, you're like, wow, that's one of my embryos. That's pretty cool. You panic a little bit more just because, going back into this again. And then they show you the actual petri dish up on a screen. So they show you your name and the petri dish and your embryo. You reconfirm again, at least at my facility. Then they show you it being sucked up into the little catheter thing. And then next thing you know, it's in. And they have to run another test to where they make sure that it didn't get stuck to the catheter, because that can happen. So the embryologist double checks that, which thank you. And then you're done. Now, the mental side of it. So I will say, probably wasn't making the best, healthiest choices leading up to this. I do consider myself a tough little thick-skinned cookie. But on Saturday, I went out for margaritas and I drank in excess. And it probably was not the right move, but I wanted to lean in and just enjoy my life. And so I went downhill with a catalytic, not catalytic. Wait, what's the margarita that's actually really strong? Cadillac margarita. Then I had McDonald's at night, and I really just did all the things that are not recommended during pregnancy as another form of rebellion, just to get it out of my system. And then yesterday I just relaxed, didn't make the best dietary choices again, and now I am fully on the let's watch my macros and let's get all fruits and vegetables and let's eat high protein, let's meal prep, let's drink lots of water, let's watch the cosmetics. So now I'm fully back into responsibility land. Part of it was probably unhealthy coping, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't done that though. That was the first time I've done something like that. And part of it was probably, a good choice. Like, I had a great time with my husband, just going out and doing all that. And the way that I was feeling today, driving in, I felt kind of a little bit dark. It sucks because it's like supposed to be an exciting thing, but I kept having like flashbacks to, like, especially my 21 week loss. Like, I kept having just like those moments that were like kind of pushed down started coming up. Are you okay? Are you okay? So I did set up a therapist for Saturday, and I am gonna make sure that I have mental health support through this. My husband keeps telling me to be positive, but fear and worst case anticipation has always been like a go-to for me, and I don't know why. So I plan to work with a mental health professional on that. So there's that. And then right after I did this, I actually went to acupuncture and just had them do all the little needle things, sat on a hot bed, fell asleep, and now I'm here talking to you, still partially drugged with my cat. She's not drugged, just me. And as far as the actual cycle went, I did a natural cycle. So I didn't do that progesterone and oil thing because I have such a regular cycle in general. It's usually about 30 days. So they just had me do a trigger shot to make sure I ovulated before. Then they put me on the steroid. Then they did the progesterone. And then we did everything natural. Less meds was something I wanted to do. So that is my story. I don't know what I am. If I am supposed to sell you some story right now on cautiously optimistic and all that shit, I am not going to, because I don't feel any different at the moment, because it's almost surreal. Like, I went in there and I'm so used to going in for ultrasounds and checkups and all the stuff, and everyone's always up in your business. I'm so used to that, and that's what it felt like, except now I have an embryo in me. I'm grateful. I will say, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful that I have 5 left, and I'm so grateful that I got these kinds of results. Don't be coming at me for that. I am thankful, but I also have a right to feel hesitation and fear after what I went through. So that's where we're at. I don't know if you can get much more honest than that, but I have my fluffy little friend here, her sister somewhere else, and let's just keep your fingers crossed for me. But yeah, it was wild. 10-minute procedure. I mean, I guess that's how long it takes some people to get pregnant, right? Who said that? Have a good day. Update's done. I'm going to pass out now. Goodbye.